In our hyper-connected world, geographical distance no longer insulates nations from far-reaching conflicts. Events unfolding thousands of miles away can have profound impacts on our lives, economies, and security. This raises a crucial question. Why do countries involve themselves in conflicts far from their own borders? The answer, as we'll discover, is far from simple. From humanitarian crises to power struggles between nations, a multitude of factors influence a country's decision to intervene in foreign conflicts. Understanding these motivations is essential to comprehending the complexities of international relations and the forces shaping our world. The idea of global responsibility stems from the recognition that we live in an interconnected world facing shared challenges. These challenges range from climate change and pandemics to economic inequality and political instability. As our world becomes more interconnected, the actions of one nation can have profound impacts on others, making it imperative for us to work together. When atrocities occur or humanitarian crises unfold, many nations feel a moral obligation to intervene. This sense of duty is driven by a shared understanding that human suffering anywhere affects us all. Whether it's providing aid to refugees, supporting disaster relief efforts, or intervening in conflicts, the international community often comes together to offer assistance. This sense of duty is often enshrined in international agreements and institutions like the United Nations, which strive to uphold peace and security worldwide. The UN, with its peacekeeping missions and diplomatic efforts, plays a crucial role in mediating conflicts and fostering cooperation among nations. These efforts are vital in maintaining global stability and ensuring that the principles of justice and human rights are upheld. The Rwandan genocide in 1994, where nearly 1 million people were killed in a matter of months, serves as a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of inaction. The international community's slow response to the crisis highlighted the need for a more proactive approach in preventing such atrocities. It underscored the importance of timely intervention and the moral imperative to protect vulnerable populations. The international community's failure to intervene effectively in Rwanda led to widespread condemnation and a renewed commitment to preventing similar tragedies. This tragic event spurred the development of new frameworks and policies aimed at improving international response to crises. It also reinforced the idea that we must remain vigilant and ready to act in the face of emerging threats to humanity. Beyond moral considerations, economic interests play a significant role in shaping foreign policy decisions. In an increasingly globalized world, economic stability is paramount. Conflicts disrupt trade routes, create market volatility, and threaten investments. For nations heavily reliant on international trade or dependent on resources from specific regions, intervening in conflicts that threaten these interests can be seen as a necessary measure to protect their economic well-being. The 1991 Gulf War, sparked by Iraq's invasion of Kuwait and its potential impact on global oil supplies, exemplifies how economic considerations can drive military intervention. International relations often resemble a complex chess game, with major powers vying for influence and control on the global stage. Intervening in foreign conflicts can be a strategic move to maintain or extend a nation's sphere of influence, forge alliances, or counter the ambitions of rivals. The Cold War, a period marked by geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, saw both superpowers engage in proxy wars and support regimes favorable to their interests. This struggle for global dominance had far-reaching consequences, shaping the political landscape of numerous countries. Section 5: National security ripples across borders. In today's interconnected world, the impact of conflicts is not confined to the borders where they originate. Conflicts, even those geographically distant, can pose direct threats to a nation's security. The reverberations of war and strife can be felt thousands of miles away, affecting global stability. The rise of transnational terrorism, which knows no borders and can strike anywhere at any time. The proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons, and the displacement of populations due to conflict create ripple effects that can destabilize entire regions and impact nations far beyond the immediate conflict zone. These movements of people can strain resources and create humanitarian crises. The Syrian civil war, which erupted in 2011, exemplifies how a regional conflict can have global repercussions. The war has led to widespread destruction and a humanitarian disaster. The conflict's spillover effects, including a massive refugee crisis, have put immense pressure on neighboring countries and beyond. And the rise of extremist groups like ISIS have had profound implications for security and stability across the Middle East, Europe, and beyond. These groups exploit the chaos of war to expand their influence and carry out attacks globally. Section 6. Cultural and historical ties, echoes of shared pasts. Cultural and historical connections also factor into a nation's decision to intervene in foreign conflicts. These connections often run deep, influencing not just political decisions, but also the collective psyche of the people. Shared language, religion, or historical experiences can create strong bonds between nations, fostering a sense of solidarity and a willingness to come to each other's aid during times of crisis. These shared elements act as a bridge, connecting people across borders and generations, making the idea of intervention more palatable and sometimes even necessary. The close relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom, rooted in their shared history, language, and values, exemplifies how cultural ties can influence foreign policy decisions. This bond has been tested and strengthened through numerous historical events, from world wars to economic partnerships, showcasing the enduring power of shared cultural heritage. Similarly, France's interventions in its former colonies in Africa are often attributed to its enduring cultural and historical links with the region. These ties are not just remnants of a colonial past, but are actively maintained through language, education, and ongoing diplomatic relations, highlighting the complex web of historical and cultural factors that drive international actions. Section 7. A complex web of motivations. Untangling the threads. Understanding why countries get involved in foreign conflicts requires disentangling a complex web of motivations. While promoting global responsibility, protecting economic interests, securing geopolitical influence, and safeguarding national security are often cited as justifications for intervention, the specific combination of factors driving each decision varies widely. Moreover, public opinion, domestic politics, and the availability of resources also play significant roles in shaping a nation's foreign policy choices. Deciphering these intricate dynamics requires careful analysis, a nuanced understanding of historical context, and an appreciation for the multifaceted nature of international relations. Section 8. Your perspective. Whose role intrigues you? As we've explored, the motivations behind a country's involvement in foreign conflicts are rarely straightforward. Global responsibility, economic interests, geopolitical influence, national security, cultural ties, these factors intertwine, creating a complex tapestry of motivations. Now it's your turn to reflect. Which country's roles in international affairs intrigue you the most? What factors do you believe drive their foreign policy decisions? Engaging with these questions deepens our understanding of the world around us and fosters a more informed and nuanced perspective on global events.